Welcome back, everybody, to Drink, Smoke, and Build. Right here on Drink, Smoke, and Build, you guys. This is episode 2. So thankful for all of the views, all of the likes, all the comments on episode 1. We have so much content coming for you in the future, but right now I've got a short video I put together of building my original chicken coops. As you guys know, I did have a chicken coop building business, and I built multiple models and sold multiple high-end chicken coops throughout the state of Oklahoma. I've got a few of those up next right here on Drink, Smoke, and Build. So this is the last of my first model of chicken coops. So this one was the one I built 2 twin prototypes for because it had such a simplistic design, and I designed all of the major components into one panel, making it super easy to build and very quick to build. So as you can see, the nest box door is one complete unit. You've got the nest box, you've got the door, you also have a lid where you can open and look directly into the next box if you don't want to disturb the chickens inside. This later model had a much larger nest box than what I had built in the past. Now this guy coming up in the next frame, my best friend Cameron Dodd, big shout out to him, gave me so much help during this time getting this business off the ground. So one of my big selling points on the coops was how predator proof they are. And the biggest part of that is the foundation. You don't just want to build a coop and set it on the grass. It can be dug under. So what you want to do is you want to pour concrete or lay paving stones down and then set the coop on top of that and anchor it to those stones. That keeps predators from being able to dig under the coop. The second part to predator proofing a coop is going through and making sure that you have all of your screen mesh anchored solidly with at least 1-inch screws to 2x4 supports. That keeps raccoons and all sorts of other predators, foxes and whatnot, from being able to bust those apart. I even had wild dogs try to rip at ours and wasn't able to get them open. And of course, we also use galvanized steel mesh instead of chicken wire, which is much sturdier, and predator can't pull your chicken's necks through it and break them that way. So this next coop that you see was my model coop for the longest time. I had it on display out in front of my house, had a for sale sign on it, and helped drive some of my business. One of my favorite builds. Built it kind of as an art piece. It was 100% old weathered wood that I went through and sealed as best I could, multiple layers, and deck sealed this clear, and then of course painted the inside as you see there. Made it 100% predator proof like I do them all. Had a rear access panel, and to me, one of the best looking coops I've built, and I ended up selling it as a discount whenever I stopped my chicken coop business. This little coop here isn't a coop at all, actually. I built this to order for a customer as a rabbit hutch. Now, of course, it could be used for other birds, rabbits, of course, a 1 or 2 chicken coop if you lived in an urban area and could only have 1 or 2 chickens and had to keep them caged up. But unless you planned on free ranging them, this really is best for like pet birds and whatnot. But great as a rabbit hutch. I actually have one of these in red and white for sale if you guys would like it. Hit me up in the comments or shoot me an email. All right, you guys, that's it for the chicken coops. And we've got some bonus material coming up for you. Alright, so on to the next old build. This is the very first Playhouse I built for my kids. And as you guys can tell from these older photos, I did use some really good wood. I sanded down everything that was old and was able to restore a lot and use some really good old lumber to build this Playhouse that's lasted for 5 years. So as you can tell, I did a little bit of an extension out with the whole plan on adding a big slide on the back side to help balance it. Ended up not needing it. Me and my 200-pound self could jump on that over there, even with the roof on that overhang, and still not tip it over. So now we did have some problems. The one fatal mistake I made is I used particle board for the flooring, but not a big deal because we're going to take it apart and build something new. But the rest of it is in really, really good condition. As you can see here, it looked really good 5 years ago when I got it all painted up and the roof on it. Slide, got that from a salvage job I did where I took down an old Playhouse, took that slide and bolted it right to it. As you can see here in the next pictures, 5 years on, you can see exactly how I built that ledge for the slide. And I'm going to do something like that similar on the bigger version coming up here in the future. Now, here is a close-up of what it looks like today and how weathered it is. The roof still in great condition. Now, that was an afterthought when I put that on there. As you can tell, I put posts on top of posts because I wasn't really planning on having a roof on it, but the sun was just too much for my kids, and so I went ahead and went the extra mile for them. Now, as you can tell by the slide mounts, and then of course you see that middle layer that I used that was pressboard instead of plywood, and then of course the rubber matting I put on top of it kind of trapped moisture in. I should have created some drain points, I didn't. So I got rotten floors, as you can tell here, and then I enhanced this photo so you can really tell completely collapsed through where the supports aren't. And then in the roof we've got a problem right there in front of the slide. So we're going to completely disassemble this and build a brand new, much bigger, much nicer, sealed in little Playhouse for our 4 kiddos right here on Drink Smoke Build. Thank you guys for joining me on that journey in the past, building all those chicken coops, putting together my first Playhouse for my kids. Guys, we have so much to look forward to in the future. The Playhouse, the chicken coop remodel, the organic gardening that we're going to be doing here really soon. I haven't told you guys too much about that. We're going to be doing some above ground raised beds with built-in irrigation. You guys don't want to miss that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so you get notifications every time I come on, so you can get the latest content right here on Drink Smoke Build. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you comment in the bottom what's your favorite project that you have seen me talk about so far right here on Drink Smoke Build and what you want to see done. Drop that in the comments below or ask me a question. Billy D signing out. We'll see you guys next time on